Let's go.
Yo, what is up, guys? It is me, the Ninja Reviewer here, and welcome to my review of Fairy Tail episode 274 review. So yeah, continuing on with the Fairy Tail Zero saga, which, by the way, guys, next week's episode is going to be the final episode of Fairy Tail Zero. From what I have found out, next week is the final episode for it, and from what I also looked up for information for what's going to be after that episode, well, surprise, motherfuckers, we are getting canon material back in, well, the completely main canon, aka the time skip, the completion of the journey of Natsu and Happy. We're going to be getting that after this, well, actually, I shouldn't say next week, fuck. I know, I apologize, guys, if this review was extremely late. I do apologize for that. I could have just easily waited maybe until they do it on Friday-ish or Saturday with those episodes and just combine it and just end the reviews of Fairy Tail Zero. It's just like, I don't know. I've been a bit late. I do apologize for that. So I don't think this review is going to be quite long. And besides, the episode itself is just very simple anyway. But, next week, like I said, bam, we are returning. It's going to be the final episode of it. And it's going to look like a real tearjerker. It looks like it's going to be like a lot of feels and stuff, which I can obviously tell. So I am hopefully ready for, sadly, the last episode of Fairy Tail Zero. So yeah. So far, also in the comment section, what do you guys think of Fairy Tail Zero thus far? If you guys are enjoying it, if you guys are not enjoying it, then let me know. But anyways, I'm pretty much enjoying it for what it is. Yeah, it's not the most the most epic proportioned things of all time, but other than that, it's still pretty damn. It's still pretty damn great. I still really like it. It's still pretty damn good. I enjoy it for what it is, and yeah, from what we got here from this manga series itself, for that, it's actually quite well done when it comes to the storytelling. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's pretty good in my opinion. But anyways, let's just move on to this episode. So we see from excuse me, apologize, from the last episode, we ended off just like what previously happened, where Yuri was pretty much getting taken over by the Tenryu Island's treasure orb, and what happens is he's still, in that giant dragon, and MAVIS found the way in order to actually save Yuri, but it's going to cost her a big price. And she uses the spell called Law, and Zera's like, no, don't do it. You read all those books about it, but you know what happens if you master the technique, if you know how to do it, and if you master it, you do know the side effects to it, right? And she's like, yes, I know, but I believe it is the only way to save Yuri from, this despair of him being controlled by darkness. And that's pretty much what she did in order to actually save him. Yeah, it did cost her a really big price, because after she used the fairy law, or not fairy law, well, it's going to be called that later on down the line with Makarov and shit. Anyways, though, when she uses the law magic, the law spell, apparently what happens is, like, it's a heavy tone on your body. Not only that, but you will lose the ability to actually age and mature and actually, grow older, all the works, boob sizes, all that. Like, when you age, you're technically just still going to be the same, and you're not going to look any older or younger for that fact. You're just still going to look the same no matter what. So, technically, that's the heavy burden. That's the and that is a pretty, that really does kind of suck to lose the ability to actually age. I mean, I can understand if you are a really young adult. I understand that. Like, a really young adult, like, okay, cool, you're an adult. You're already past your prime. You're an adult, man. Shoot, when it comes to that, I wouldn't mind. As long as I'm still alive and breathing well and want to accomplish things in life and enjoy life for what it is, then, yeah, I wouldn't really care less. If that was the case, I wouldn't care less if I didn't age, if I lost that ability. It's fine if I'm, where I am a young adult right now. Then that's cool. Hell, I wouldn't mind that. That would be pretty damn awesome. I don't have to about aging, which, you know, is fantastic to me, because, hey, I could still stay young forever. I could be like a pimp-ass grandpa, and I could still be whooping some ass and shit. That'd be crazy, man. But I do understand it completely sucks because Mavis is still growing up. She hasn't completely matured. She's only 13. So that part right there just really, really sucks. And I feel bad for Mavis that she had to lose and sacrifice that. But, you know, hey, in order to save a friend, that's what she has to do. When it comes to, you know, helping out a friend, you will do anything, even if you have to lose something in the process, as long as, you know, you're making them happy and you're actually, you know, seeing your friend, you know, alive and not seeing him dead, and as for his or hers safety, then yeah, you know, hey, that's where you have to, you know, that's where you have to go through tough lengths, and so be it. So then, pretty much after Yuri wakes up from consciousness himself, he pretty much says to Mavis, we're both going to look at fairies together. You know, we're going to actually, I'm going to help you achieve your goal, and, you know, that's what we're going to do from there. Like, you know, after this experience, he's learned something. Like, it doesn't just mean, I think he's pretty much saying that he might have just give up on his treasure hunting days, and, you know, just focus on that goal as well, because after what happened, I think he pretty much sees, like, the evil of what certain treasures can do. So he decides to change his mind and forget about those motives of getting all those ancient treasures, and he decides, and I think this is where finally Fairy Tail is going to be forged and going to be made. And also here is the biggest shock twist, that is about the mystery of Zera. And it's been revealed at the very end of the episode that Zera is none other than an illusion that Mavis created. Bum, bum, bum. Yep, cliffhanger note. That's actually where it ends at. Where we find out that Zera is nothing more than an illusion. A fake. Counterfeit. Well, not counterfeit, but you get what I mean. She's pretty much not real. And what could be, you know, the reasoning behind it? Well, we don't know. I mean, my possibility is I think she just might have been dead from like a very, 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 very long time ago. Or was she an illusion to begin with? What if she was actually an illusion to begin with? Like, without her being a little girl and stuff like that, or blah, blah, blah. What if she never existed at all, period? Without, even before the time, Magnolia, or their home was fucking burned down and shit. Like, way before that. I'm just saying. So, yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to... that's pretty much it. I apologize for me being a bit tired in the review. It's just, I've done a lot, you know, I've been pretty busy. And of course, doing 3 videos doesn't help either. Like, 3 videos on one fucking day, and uploading them shits, or just well, I'm not one day, but maybe a couple days before, or a day before, whatever. The thing is just re-editing it, especially because some of my music had a copyright thing in it. So I was like, fuck, I'm gonna get in trouble with strikes. So I was like, you know what, I'll just re-upload it. So that's what I did, which is the Nintendo Direct stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So my overall score for this episode, it was actually a really enjoyable episode. And it does actually show the lengths that Mavis does have to go to. Now, I'm not going to say I'm going to give this like a 5 out of 5 episode. But I'm going to give it like a 4 out of 5. I still enjoyed it. It was a pretty good episode. Like, you know, I mean, yeah, it was simple. It was a very simple episode, but I still enjoyed it for the most part. And yeah, it was actually, you know, pretty good. I mean, I could give it a 4.5 leading up to that mystery hype when it comes to, you know, Zera. So that was something that really caught me off guard. I did not expect her to actually be an illusion. I swear to God. I really thought she was a real person. So, wow. I mean, I thought... I don't know. I don't know if she's going to die or something. I don't know. Now I'm a bit lost with that. But regardless, now I'm just going to give it a 4. Like a solid 4 out of 5. You know, it was a pretty good episode for what it is. And, you know, it was feel-worthy. I could jump up the score a bit up because, you know, definitely, you know, that really big mystery. But a 4 out of 5 to me just, you know, seems like a fair score. Let me know your thoughts, though, in the comment section down below of the episode of 274 Fairy Tail. If you loved it or hate it, let me know in the comments. And that's pretty much it. I will see you guys this week, though, Friday coming up, for episode 275, a.k.a. the last of Fairy Tail Zero. And also, are you guys really hyped that we're finally getting back to the main canon stuff soon? The Avatar arc is about to start soon. And all I gotta say is just get motherfucking hyped because we're finally getting to the most awesome sauce arc Oh, Fairy Tail. Well, first we just gotta get through this, which next week is gonna be a lot of feels, man. Like, I have a feeling I'm gonna cry a lot in next week's episode. And yeah, I definitely can't wait to see the results of that. It's probably gonna be really sad, I can tell. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This is the Ninja Reviewer signing out. Peace, soul, love, chicken grease, and the sky's the limit. And again, see you guys next time for episode 275. Later. So, what's going on, guys? Ninja Reviewer here, and yeah, I know I've been very late with both of these reviews, but anyways, I just want to get this one out of the way really quick. So, this is Fairy Tail, I believe, episode 275, yeah, that's what it was. So, in continuation from my combined video, this is the second part, which talks about episode 275, pretty much. So, this episode concludes Fairy Tail Zero, or in this case, now what's referred to as Fairy Tail Zera. Because now we did find out, just like in the last episode, we found out that Zera was nothing but an illusion that MAVIS created, because she totally, you know, misleading that she thought she was alive and she survived during the incidents that happened with the attack on Terror Island from Blue Skull. But in reality, what happened was, technically, she really did die from that attack. Basically, while she was passed out on the ground, remember that one scene was like, no, Zera, you know, that tragic part. What happened was she really didn't survive. She actually died, and what happened was she actually created this, like, illusion in her mind, thinking that she was actually alive. Because if you think about it, Ward, because it makes sense, because Ward and Yuri and even Hades, they didn't even see Zera at all. They didn't even know she was her existing, her voice, or whatever. Well, the only time they actually heard her voice is at the very end, where she finally disappeared from the illusion for good and just went on to her spirit to pass on. So, excuse me, that's pretty much the only time they heard their voice. Other than that, that's technically it. So, that little sad goodbye, though, I will admit, it did hit me in the feels a bit, because it's like, damn, so after all this time, but even though, you know, she was just an illusion, she was always there for her, and that, I believe, was the true spirit, the true fairy that she might have, you know, has been searching for all this time. But you know, either way, she says that could be it, or who knows what it could really be. It could just be something that will always be with you within spirit, which she finally understands after that whole incident with Zera. So then, meanwhile, though, it turns out, while the town Magnolia is happy, the balance, without no magic guild, will sort of become very low standards, especially for the working community, because not only that, but the towns will get kind of low taxes, and it's not going to be enough budgets in order for them to survive, because without a guild, without something balancing to hold their town's name, to make them popular, to support them, they need a guild. And Blue Skull wasn't really the guild that they needed, because Blue Skull pretty much, you know, treated them and ratted them like shit. So Mavis had an idea where she wanted to create the magic guild, as we all know today, is Fairy Tail. So what happens is that with that magic guild, she wants to repay them back for, you know, finally driving a Blue Skull out from the town for good, to actually balance out and make sure that no, you know, not really taking advantage of the citizens of the actual town. Like, they want to balance it out right, so it runs like a really great guild where, like, nothing gets too over slavery and stuff like that. You know, the way they kind of, you know, did the whole slavery trade, you know, with fucking Blue Skull. So that's basically, she wants to have like a really nice guild where everybody can have fun, getting their magic skills, go on adventures, earn some money along the way, you know, actual jobs. So for people who want to learn magic skills and get jobs and actually go on A-class, C-class missions, whatever, then yeah, to raise your way out to become one of the highest ranking members of the guild. And that's when all, like, the magic guilds from all over the entire world were also, you know, being created. So there you go. And the trend started on, etc., and stuff like that. So more magic guilds were being created in order to actually compete with Fairy Tail. And especially the member of Blue Skull actually was the original master of Phantom Lord. And he was the one that created the Phantom Lord Guild. So now we know that he is actually the true master. Well, actually, no. I believe he might actually be the original master as well. Like, in fact, I think he's the same master that was... Well, actually, no, I could be wrong. I believe he was the original, but then someone else took over, and, like, you know, stuff like that. So, technically, yeah, that's how the whole Phantom Lord Guild pretty much began as well. And then, you know, it goes down the history line about, like, years later, Yuri had Makarov, and then like all of a sudden, you know, we had like, you know, the whole war that started pretty much, and then also Hades became the second master, but then after that he retired, but unfortunately, you know, down the line he started to learn some dark magic, and that's where he had, you know, Grimoire Heart and all that stuff. So then we had Makarov, which was considered for the third master seed, and then of course, you know, they all thought Makarov died, you know, they had what's his face? Fucking Romeo's. Oh, God damn it. I forget his name. Fucking Romeo's father. Yeah, him. You know, etc., etc. So you pretty much get the whole point. You know, Gildarts was the fifth master, which I thought was a random ass fucking choice. And then fucking the sixth went straightly back to Makarov. So we already know pretty much all that shit. They're pretty much just like giving us all those like little flashback details and stuff like that and pretty much, you know, to refresh your memory of all the history that went down when Fairy Tail was created as a guild. Then, the very end of this episode, the hype is real. Like, yo, oh my god, yes. I'm like, no fucking way. I'm like, are we really getting this shit now? I'm like, wait a minute. I thought we were getting this shit like next month or somewhere down the line during like the middle of 2016. Like, dead ass, we're getting this shit now? And I'm like, oh, okay, alright. I mean, I wasn't expecting that, but okay. So, that was awesome. The way they ended with the Grand Magic Games actually starting up again with a brand new tournament, that was fucking hype, because we all know what's going to be coming next is the Avatar arc. And for people who have been finally waiting for the True Canon stuff to come back, be freaking excited, guys. It is happening next week on Friday. I am so excited to actually start. Well, don't get me wrong, and as a whole, Fairy Tail Zero was enjoyable for the most part. There were some episodes I felt were kind of like, they were kind of okay. But this was actually a really, it was a pretty solid ending, I would say, for Fairy Tail Zero. You know, it did have a lot of feels, it did have a lot of that. Well, I could have just given the episode like a 4 out of 5 because it did wrap everything up, you know, in a really good way. And, you know, I would consider it a good episode. But thanks to the very end of this episode, the very end of it, where they show the Grand Magic Games, man. When they show that shit, when the preview came up, I'm like, oh shit, yo, it is finally time. Oh my god. And the preview, you saw the 1 year time skip. We're seeing Lucy, you know, doing her thing and stuff like that. Well, I mean, I don't know. They're going to show other people. Don't worry about it. They are. Excuse me. In time. But I did notice one thing. I don't know if they're going to show it. Maybe they won't. They did skip the part where, I don't know if I should spoil this part or not, but yeah, it may or may not be spoilerish. But they did skip one part where Natsu was supposed to meet up with Gildarts, and they were supposed to have this little funny silent montage training, and Gildarts was supposed to prepare them and train them up and shit. So I noticed they're probably gonna skip that, because they did that with the other chapter as well, like during the Grand Magic Game stuff, where it was called like Silent Journey, and it was really nothing but silence, because there was no text, no nothing, just like silent, you know, just everything was a complete blank. It's just showing everything from like Gildarts, and that was it. There was no word, there was no dialogue, there was no nothing. So that's basically what it was when it comes to that chapter as well. So it's pretty much the same thing here. So I have a feeling definitely they are going to skip that as well, which is a shame, because I really like to see that as an episode, but this time with dialogue, please, not just with silence. But mainly importantly, though, that's pretty much what they did. They kind of skipped that part aside, but other than that, though, oh my god, yes, the hype is real. I cannot wait for the Avatar arc. I wonder if they're still going to keep the same opening, but like change it up, like certain parts to fit with the Avatar arc, and then maybe next month will be a brand new opening. I don't know, unless we're getting a brand new opening early, but I don't know. I really don't know. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. So overall, I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5, because the extra ending was massively hype. You know, fucking Grand Magic Games is about to start. It was a nice setup at the end, man. Oh my god. I was like, oh yeah, that's right, man. We're getting this shit. Like, yeah, alright. We're starting off with that shit. Like, alright. So that was mad hype already. So I'm going to give it a great plus episode because it wrapped up everything really well way. It gave me a lot of feels, especially. I really felt bad for Mavis because after all the shit she's been through, trying to, reality pretty much kind of gave her a good old slap in the face that Zara really was dead the entire time. But regardless, though, that's pretty much it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below of this episode of Fairy Tail episode 275. And I will see you guys for real, hopefully, coming this weekend. Probably early, because I really want to see this episode. So I will see you guys there. Episode 275. Avatar 1 year time skip has started. Let's go. It's going to be crazy. Especially the scene at the preview at the very end. Who's this motherfucker coming in here with a cloak and shit? By the way, the animation looked astonishingly well for the particular parts. Like, the animation in general, surprisingly, the animation looks really well done for the preview. From what I saw, I'm like, damn, are they really amping up the quality already? Like, dead ass? Damn. So I'm really excited to see this episode, like, a lot. So I'm done. Thank you guys for watching so much. This is the Ninja Reviewer signing out. Peace, soul, love, chicken grease, and the sky's the limit. And that's pretty much it. Bye.